This call is now being recorded.
Okay, so good afternoon all. In the last lecture, we have covered the one method related to the work measurement. So out of the four methods, so the first method is there, which is called as a time study. So the basic procedure of the time study, which types of the equipments we are using in that particular time study concept in order to measure that particular time of each and every operation, that we have discussed in the last lecture. Okay, so now one more concept we are going to discuss in the today's lecture related to the performance rating. So the performance rating is one of the important concept which is mostly implemented in the industry in order to check the performance of the operator. So the performance rating is one of the type of the time study concept. Whenever we are measuring the time of that particular operation, at that time the operator itself, he is performing the operation. That means we are measuring the time required to that particular operation in order to complete that particular task. So sometimes the work is assigned to the any type of worker, and along with that work, the time is also assigned. That means you have to complete this particular task within 1 hour. So that operator has to complete that particular task within 1 hour. That means we are measuring the time. So how much amount of time is required means whether that operator is completing his task in 1 hour or not. So if he has completed his work in 1 hour only, at that time we can say that the performance of that particular operator is very good. If he is taking more than extra 1 hour, maybe he is taking the 15 minutes extra, 30 minutes extra, at that time the performance of that particular operator is not as per the requirement. Therefore, this performance rating concept is also implemented along with the time study concept. So here the performance rating is the process of actual pace of working of an operator. So what is meant by the actual pace? So pace means pace means speed of that particular operator. So whenever we are operating the any type of machines, so many operations we are performing simultaneously. Maybe we are performing the drilling operation. Once drilling operation will be over, immediately we will get the boring operation. Once your boring operation will be over, then immediately you will get, or you will try to perform the another operation. That means whatever the time is required, it depends upon the speed of that particular operator. At which speed the operator is working. If he is working with very high speed, he can complete his task within time. But whatever the surface finish you will get, it is not as per the requirement. Some of the operators, their working speed is very less. So that worker cannot complete his or her task as per the given time assigned. Okay, so that's why we have to go for the performance rating calculation. And the concept of the performance rating is mostly depending upon the two types of the time. The first one is a normal time, and the second one is called as a observed time. So there is a basic difference between the normal time and the observed time. Normal time means the time required to perform the operations only. So time required to, so for example, if you are performing the 10 operations, to perform that particular 10 operations, how much amount of time is required, that calculation or that particular time is called as a normal time. Okay, and what is mean by the observed time? Observed time is the time observed by this another person. If you are working on any machine and one more person is provided to your machine in order to observe the time, that means the operator is working, worker is working, and the second person, he is only observing your work and he is calculating the time. Therefore, there is a basic difference between the normal time and the observed time. The normal time is related to the time required to perform the operations only. The standard time is different. For example, one object is there, and this object we can complete within 1 hour. That means 1 hour is the normal time. In 1 hour, you can complete your, in that particular 1 hour you can complete your work. But observed time means whenever the operator is actually working on any type of machine, during that particular working condition, actually how much amount of time is required, that we are calculating, means that particular time is called as a observed time. Therefore, the performance rating is having one standard formula, that is performance rating is equal to normal time upon observed time into 100. Whenever we have to go for the calculation of performance rating of any type of operator, so it's a very simple formula, that is performance rating is equal to normal time upon observed time into 100. Therefore, the calculation of normal time and observed time is very important in order to check the performance of that particular operator, and accordingly you have to give the rating to that particular operator. Rating in the form of low, medium, high. If the operator is completing his task within time, so we can say that the performance rating is high. If he is not completing his task in given period of time, maybe he is taking the extra 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, then we can say that their performance level is to be very low or the medium. So like that, we have to give the rating to that particular operator. And in that, again, there are some different types of the methods which are considered under the performance rating concept. So these are the different types of the steps or the methods are there through which you can go for the performance rating of that particular operator. So whatever these particular 6 techniques are there, through these particular 6 techniques or through these particular 6 methods, we can check the performance of the operator. Now, in that first one is called as a speed rating. So the name itself suggests that the speed rating means in this particular first concept, whatever the speed of the operator is there, according to the speed of the operator, we can go for the performance of that particular operator. So this particular techniques, the first technique is totally related with the speed movement of operator. Whatever the number of activities he is performing, that means he is using he's using their hands. Maybe he is using left hand and right hand to perform the operations. But during that particular working operations or during that particular working, what is the speed of that particular hands? So that means whatever the movement is taking place while performing the work, that movement or the movement of the speed or the speed movement, that speed or that movement will be considered in case of a speed rating. Sometimes the speed of the operator is very high. He is completing his task within time, but at that time, the surface finish of that particular object is not proper. So what is the requirement? You have to maintain the constant speed. In the morning, you are performing one job. In the afternoon, you are performing the same job. Again, in the evening, you are performing the same job. That means in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening, you are performing the same job. Therefore, whatever your working speed is there, it should be same at the morning session, it should be same at the afternoon session, and it should be same at the evening session. There should not be any variation of the speed. The speed should not be increases, the working speed should not be decreases. Therefore, you have to maintain your constant speed so you can complete your task within given period of time. Therefore, the first method is related to the speed rating, in which the name itself suggests that the speed of the movement of the operator, the speed of the movement of operator, that plays very important role. Okay, and sometimes whenever we are working, we are working on any type of machine, the second observer is there. The operator is the one person who is performing the job on that particular machine, and the second person is also available near to your machine, which is called as observer, or that observer is also called as a time study engineer. So what is the role of that particular time study engineer? Whenever we are performing the number of operation on that particular machine, that observer or the time study engineer observe our work. He is observing our speed, and accordingly he is measuring how much amount of time is required to the each and every operations. So therefore, in case of the first method, that is time study engineer or the observer, it also plays very important role, who is observing your work, and accordingly he is measuring the speed and the time required to perform the operation. So this is the first method of the performance rating, which is related to the speed of the operator. Then second is called as a Westinghouse method of the rating. So Westinghouse method of the rating, in that these are the 4 conditions or 4 factors are to be considered. In that first is called as a skill of the operator. If the operator is the skilled operator, if you have to start the CNC machine and that operator is able to operate that particular machine, because he is having all the information related to the G code, M code, how to handle the CNC machine, how to handle the VMC machine, whatever the machines he is handling. If he is having good knowledge, if he is having good amount of skill, then that operator can start that particular machine. He can perform the number of operation, and your work can be completed within given period of time. If that worker or that operator is unskilled operator, at that time he is unable to work on that particular machine. Therefore, the skill factor, it also plays very important role in order to check the performance of that particular operator. Then second is called as the efforts. It is very important whenever we are working, wherever we are working, this efforts, it plays very important role. So sometimes what happens, some skilled operators are there, they are working on the machine, but due to some another considerations or due to some another reasons, some accidents or some another unavoidable reasons are obtained in that particular operations. So at that time, what is the role of that particular operator? What efforts he is implementing in that particular operation? So your Machine can be repaired again and again, he will start their work. Therefore, the efforts taking during that particular operation, it is also very, very important role. Sometimes due to some unavoidable reasons, the machines are immediately stopped. Sometimes due to unavoidable reasons, the breakage of the tool is taking place. So these are some unavoidable reasons, no problems. But in order to resolve these particular issues, that is breakage of the tool, finishing of the coolants, then maybe some another machine is under maintenance. Such types of the situations are observed. But in order to avoid that particular situations, what efforts that operator is taking, that will be considered in case of a second method, that is Westinghouse method of the rating. And according to its efforts, we have to give the rating. Some operators, what they are doing, immediately they are resolving the issues because they are having the knowledge about that particular machine, and again he will start the machine. But at other hand, some operators, some workers are there, once your machine is stopped, they remains idle as it is. They are waiting for their supervisor, they are waiting for some another types of person, so that second person will repair that particular machine, and then that operator will be start. So in that case, the first operator, he is repairing that particular machine immediately and he will start the work. But second operator, he is not repairing machine, he is waiting for the supervisor, he is waiting for some information of the another person, and once machine will be repaired, then he will start. But means second person is not taking the efforts as per the requirements. So in that case also, we have to give the rating to such types of the workers, those who are working in the effective manners, or they are implementing their efforts in order to continue his work. Then contingency, I have explained. Contingency means in Marathi we can call it as a susamanta. So whenever the operators are working, so they are working at the different regions. They are working at the different working conditions. Maybe in the morning session he is working on one machine. In the afternoon session again he is working on the same machine. In the evening session again he is working in the same machine. That means whatever total 8 hours are there, whatever the total 8 working hours are there, in that particular 8 working hours, you have to maintain the constant contingency. That means work performed in the morning session, same speed we have to utilize for the afternoon, same speed we have to utilize for the evening. That means whatever the task, whatever the work he is performing, in that particular work we have to maintain this particular consistency. So if you are not maintaining the consistency, in the morning session you can complete your work within period of time, in the afternoon session you can complete the work within period of time, but in the evening session, due to some unavoidable reasons, you cannot complete your work in the given period of time. Therefore, whenever we are working on any type of machine, at that time we have to maintain the consistency in that particular work. So your working speed will remain constant and you can complete your work in any session within given period of time. And the last one is called as a conditions. In which conditions operators are working? Sometimes the operators are working in the cold region. Sometimes operators are working in the heating region. So wherever the casting operation, forging operations are there, in such types of the operation, the large amount of heat is there. At that time, some workers are operating in the effective manner, but some workers are not operating in the effective manner because maximum range of the temperatures. So their performance will goes on decreasing. Therefore, in that case, you have to take all the safety devices, whatever it is required, and you have to increase the performance of that particular worker. Therefore, whenever we are working in any heat regions where temperature is more, maybe near about 40 degree, 45 degree Celsius, 50 degree Celsius, sometimes very high temperature is there, near about 800 or 100 degree Celsius in case of a casting operations. So at that time, in which condition the operators are working, according to that particular working conditions also, the rating will be given to that particular operator. Sometimes the workers are working in the cold region where the large amount of ACs are there, ducts are there, so the temperature of air is very less. So in such situations also, sometimes the workers are not operating the properly. So at that time, whatever the working condition is there, whatever the working environment is there, that working conditions or the working environment, it also plays very important role in order to check the performance of the operator. If that operator, if that particular worker, he or she can works in the high temperature application as well as he or she can works in the cold areas also, then we can say that the performance of that particular operator is very high, so he can work at any operating conditions, and accordingly you can give the rating that is high. If sometimes the operators are not working at the required temperature or more than 50 degrees Celsius, then at that time we can give the rating in the form of medium or the low. So therefore, whatever the Westinghouse method is there, in that we are considering this particular four factors in order to check the performance of that particular operator, and accordingly we have to give the rating to them. So which are these particular four concepts? That is, first one is the skill of the operator, efforts taken by that particular operator, consistency maintained during the work, and another is the conditions. It may be working conditions, operating conditions, then working environment. All the types of conditions are considered under this particular condition factor. Then third method is called as a synthesis testing. So what is mean by the synthesis testing? This is one of the important method which is established under the concept of PMTS. So as we know that we have the little bit introduction related to the PMTS. It is one of the third method of the work measurement. PMTS means predetermined motion time study. In short, it is called as a PMTS. So what is mean by the predetermined motion time study? So whenever we are starting the operation, before starting, we have to decide the motion and the time required to complete that particular task. That means in predetermined motion time study, here the machine is not started. Before starting that particular machine or before starting your work, just we are going for the analysis, or we are thinking in your mind, that is, if I have to complete this particular task, I have to travel from this distance to distance. If I have to complete this particular task, I have to complete this particular work in this much amount of time. So that particular concept, based on that particular concept, this third method is defined, which is called as a synthetic rating or synthetic rating. So in that, what we are doing, that is, in this particular method, we are comparing the observed time of that particular operator by using the manual elements. So that's why I have given it is related to the comparison concept. Comparison concept in the sense, whatever the standard method is already available and it is implemented in some of the last years. So whatever the method we are implementing in the last month or the last week, some results we are having of that particular previous method. And whenever we are implementing the new method, so during that implementation of the new method, what we are doing the comparison of the new method with the previous one. So the previous method is taking the 1 hour, no problem. Then we have defined the new method, whether that particular new method is taking the 1 hour or it is taking the time more than 1 hour or less than 1 hour. Therefore, in case of a synthetic rating, whatever the observed time is there, observed time is the observer observing that particular time when the operator is working on that particular machine, and that observer time he is comparing with that particular another results which are already having with us. Maybe that previous method it is having their old results, and that new results we are comparing with the new method or the new observed time, that who is performing that particular task, that is time study engineer. He is taking the observed time of that particular operator and he is going for the comparison. That means that concept is totally related with the PMTS, that is predetermined motion time study. That means before starting that particular job or before starting that particular machine or before starting that particular work, just we have to go for the analysis related to the how much amount of time is required to complete that particular task. If I have to do this particular task, how much amount of distance I have to travel from one machine to the second machine, from second to the third, like that. Predetermined analysis before starting your work, predetermined analysis I am doing in that particular synthetic type of rating. So here the total concept is related to the comparing the observed time with some another important elements which are already implemented. That means the results of the new method we are comparing with the results of the previous method, and through this particular comparison we can give your final conclusion related to that particular rating. Therefore, in this particular concept, that is PMTS, the predetermined motion time study, it plays very important role in order to check that particular method. Also, here this method also, or this particular case, third number technique is also used for the standardization of the process. So what is meant by the standardization of the process? If the old method is taking the 1 hour and the new method is taking the time only 45 minutes, that means you can, or you have reduced the 15 minutes time as compared to the previous method. That means whatever the second method or the new method we have developed, that method is very good, or it is having very good performance as compared to the previous method, and accordingly we have to go for the standardization of that particular process. That means the previous method is taking the 1 hour and the new method is taking the 45 minutes. That means which method we have to apply? The method which is taking very less amount of time. That means within 45 minutes only I can complete that particular task. Means for that particular new method we have to go for the its standardization. That means we can say that this method is very standard method, and if I will implement this particular method in the industry, you can complete your task within 45 minutes. Like that, you have to go for the standardization of that particular method. So this is related to the synthetic rating, where it is mostly correlated with our third techniques of the work measurement, that is PMTS, predetermined motion time study, in which before starting your work, you just observing or you just thinking about how much amount of time is required to complete that particular task. Then the fourth method is called as a objective rating. So what is mean by that particular objective rating? The name itself suggests that objective rating. So in this particular method, the operator speed is rated against the single standard pace, which is independent to the job difficulties. So simple. Object rating is related to the speed rating against the single standard pace. So pace, that word is very important. PAC. PAC means it is having one Marathi meaning. It called as a speed, or it is also called as in Marathi it called as a gati. So pace of that particular standard pace operator. So objective rating is mostly correlated with the operator speed, which is compared against the single standard pace, which is independent to the job difficulty. So here there are so many job difficulties are there. So whenever we are performing the task in that particular task, in that particular work, there are so many job difficulties are there in the form of handling the some different material handling equipment. In between you have to stop your machine, and in between you have to go for the handling that particular equipment. Then whatever the job we are handling, maybe some heavy duty jobs are there. So the weight of that particular job, it is also considered under the job difficulties. Then second is called as a different types of the control devices. So in between, whenever we are working on that particular machine, in between we have to control some of the devices. Maybe some hand levers are there, some rotating wheels are there, some foot pedals are there. So these types of the control devices we are handling. That means in between performing the operation, there are some different types of the job difficulties in the form of handling the material handling equipment. Then in between you have to handle some of the different types of the control devices in the form of lever. Then rotating wheel is there, then foot pedal operators are there, some joysticks are there. Then weight of that particular job, it also considered under the job difficulties. Therefore here in case of objective ratings, so whatever the job difficulties are there, that job difficulties also you have to eliminate, and accordingly you have to give the rating to that particular operator. Sometimes what happen, we are performing the operations, but in between you have to travel some distances in order to receive the another equipment. Maybe you have to take the hammer, you have to take the set of the spanner. Sometimes you have to go for changing the coolant of that particular machine. Sometimes you have to operate the different types of the control devices. So due to such conditions, what happen, your time required to complete that particular operation is also goes on increasing. But you have to complete that particular task within given period of time. Therefore, if you are completing your task in the given period of time, by considering all the types of job difficulties, that means simultaneously you can perform the operations on the machines, as well as you can handle the different types of the controls, foot pedals, levers. You can handle that particular job very easily. You are doing that particular operation with high concentration. So whatever the object related difficulties are there, that we are eliminating, and you are completing your task in the given period of time. And again, through this particular, and at the end of this particular method, again you can check the performance of that particular operator by considering all the types of job difficulties, and accordingly you will give the rating to that particular operator. Therefore here the simple meaning is there for the objective rating, that is the operator speed is rated against the standard pace, which is independent to the job difficulties. So there are so many job difficulties I have explained. that is related to the control devices, handling the control devices, then weight of that particular job, handling material handling equipments, all that particular factors, it will be considered under the objective ratings. So this is the fourth method which we are implementing in the performance rating. Then fifth one is called as a calculate a representative time for each element. So what is the meaning of that particular method number 5? That is calculate the representative time for the each element. So you are dividing your task in the number of elements. That means if you have to convert your raw material into the finished goods. So what we are doing, we are converting that particular raw material into the finished goods by performing the number of operations. Maybe you are performing so many operations as per the requirement. Initially, we are starting from the facing, then turning, then drilling operation will be there, then threading will be there, then champering will be there, some internal threads are there. Like that, you are preparing the sequence of operation, and according to that particular sequence of operations, we are performing that number of operations by using the same machine or by using the 2 or 3 machines. But means what we are doing, we are dividing that particular work in each and every element. If we are dividing that particular work in each and every element, what we are doing, we are calculating the time required to the each and every element. First operation is starting with the holding the job. For holding the job, how much amount of time is required? 2 minutes. This is the first task. Then you have to start the machine. How much amount of time is required? 1 minute. This is the second element. Then you have to perform the facing operation. How much amount of time is required? 5 minutes. Then second turning operation, 10 minutes are required. Then next operation threading, 15 minutes are required. Like that, whatever the number of operation or whatever the number of tasks we are performing on that particular machine, that each and every work we are dividing into the each element, and to that particular each element we are calculating the time required to perform that particular operation. Then why we have to go for this particular time element? Because based on this also we are rating to that particular operator. Standard time is available. I have to complete that particular facing operation within 5 minutes, but that operator is taking the time 6 minutes. That means extra 1 minute he's taking. That means his performance is not as per up to the mark. If he is completing within the 4 minutes, no problem. The performance of that particular operator is very high. But some of the workers, they are taking the extra time to complete the same task and by using the same machine. So at that time, you have to go for the comparison of the normal time and the observed. Normal time is 5 minutes. Observed time is 6 minutes for one operator and 4 minutes for the second operator. Same task is there, same machine is there, but one worker is completing his task within 4 minutes and another worker is completing his task in the 6 minutes. That means one worker is completing his task within 4 minutes. That means less than 5 minutes. 1 minute is remaining, and second worker he's taking the extra 1 minute. At that time, which worker we have to give for the first good rating? That is the worker who is completing his task within the 4 minutes. Therefore, here in the fifth method, what we have to do? We have to go for the calculate the representative time for the each and every element. That is, we are dividing your work into the number of elements, and to the each and every element we are calculating the time. And last, convert the observed time into the normal time. This is very important. Sometimes your normal time is equal to observed time. You have to complete this particular task within 1 hour, and the operator is completing that particular task in 1 hour only. Normal time is 1 hour is assigned to the each and every worker who is working in that particular industry. For example, there are 50 machines are there, 50 lathe machines are there, and on each and every machine, one operator is there. What is the instruction? All the operators has to complete that particular work within 1 hour. This is the constant which is assigned. This 1 hour is assigned to the all the 50 workers, those who are working on that particular lathe machine. That means normal time is equal to 1 hour. Whenever that operator will start that particular machine and it has been observed that all the 50 workers has completed that work in 1 hour, means your observed time is equal to normal time. But sometimes observed time is increases. You have to complete the task in 1 hour, but out of 50 operators, 40 operators has taken the time to complete that particular task about 1 hour and 30 minutes. That means extra 30 minutes they have taken. So where that particular extra 30 minutes are taking place, why it is taking place, then we have to go for that particular detailed analysis, and it is required to convert your observed time in that particular normal time. Sometimes if the 40 workers are completing his task, or they are taking the extra 30 minutes, and remaining 10 operators, they are completing the task within 1 hour. So why that particular situation is arises? Only 10 persons has completed the task within 1 hour, and the 40 operators or the 40 workers has taken the extra 30 minutes. Then we have to think whether that work is completing in 1 hour or not. Sometimes it is not possible to complete that particular work as per the time assigned. 40 workers are taking the extra 30 minutes, and remaining 10 workers are completing that particular job in that particular 1 hour only. At that time, we have to think about that whether that job is converted or that the job will be completed in the given period of time. Therefore, at the end, you have to convert that particular observed time into the normal time. So in such situations, what we have to do, instead of assigning the 1 hour to complete that particular task, we can assign 1 hour and 30 minutes. Therefore, all the operators can complete their task in the 1 hour and 30 minutes only. So therefore, at the end of this particular performance rating, what is the requirement? You have to convert that particular observed time into the normal time, because we are having the simple formula. If I have to check the performance rating or the performance of operator, the simple formula I am having, performance rating is equal to normal time upon observed time into 100. Normal time is the time given or time assigned to complete that particular work, and observed time means actual observed time by the time study engineer when the operators are performing or the operators are working on that particular machine. So therefore, whenever I have to check the performance of that particular operator, I will implementing the formula of the performance rating, which is equal to normal time upon observed time into 100, and accordingly I will check the rating of that particular operator. Maybe he is in high region or medium region or the low region, and accordingly we are giving the performance of that particular operator in front of management, and accordingly he will get their additional benefits in the form of the increment of the salary or in the form of their promotions. So like that, whenever I have to go for the checking the performance of that particular operator, I am implementing this concept of the performance rating in the industry in order to check the performance of that particular operator. And whenever I am implementing that particular concept, here these are the 6 steps or the 6 methods, or through this particular 6 methods I can check the rating of that particular operator in all conditions. In the speed rating, different concept is there. In the second method, different concept is there. In the synthetic rating, different concept is there. Objective rating, different concepts are there. That means implementing of all those particular 6 steps or the 6 methods means all the efforts or all the types of the things it has been observed through this particular performance rating. Therefore, this performance rating is one of the important concept which is implemented in the time study concept. Whenever we are going for the work measurement, whenever we are calculating the time of each and every operation or the time of that particular task, along with that time measurements, we are checking the performance of the operator. Therefore, this is very important concept related to the performance rating. So you can keep one simple formula in your mind, that is performance rating is equal to normal time upon observed time into 100. And these are the 6 steps or the 6 techniques through which you can implement this particular concept in the industry in order to check the performance of that particular operator. Okay, so this is related to the performance rating. Now we'll discuss about the different types of the allowances. What is meant by that allowance? Having the simple definition of the allowance. So whenever the operators are working, whenever the operators are to be working, the normal time is assigned to that particular operator. Normal time means the time required to complete the task. Time required to complete the task or time required to perform the operations only. But sometimes some of the operations, they are very time consuming. We have to work, or that operator has to work on that particular machine continuously for 2 to 3 hours. But in between this particular 2 to 3 hours, we have to provide the different types of the allowances, because in the normal time does not contains any allowance for the worker. Normal time means it represents the time required to perform the operation only. For example, 2 hours are assigned. 2 hours is equal to normal time. In that particular 2 hours, we have to operate on the machines only. In that particular 2 hours, we cannot go for drinking the water. We cannot go for taking the breakfast. We cannot go to change the coolant or to change the oil or to change the tools. In that normal time only, you have to work on that particular machine without any mistakes. But sometimes it is not possible, so we have to provide the different types of the allowances, because in between that 2 to 3 hours that worker has to take the rest. Then maybe he has to go for taking the water, maybe he has to change the coolant, then he has to change the oil. Sometimes if the tool will get a break, at that time we have to replace that particular tool. So such types of the unavoidable situations are arises whenever we are working on the machine. Means to drinking the water, for taking the breakfast, for taking the rest, then for changing the coolant, oil, changing the tools. Separate time is assigned for doing such types of the activities. Means we are providing the different types of allowances along with normal time. Therefore, whenever I am calculating the standard time, whenever I am calculating the standard time, we are having the simple formula. Standard time is equal to normal time, which is also called as a basic time. Normal time plus allowances. So standard time is equal to normal time or basic time plus different types of allowances. And which types of the allowances are to be provided in that particular industry, that different types of the allowances we are going to discuss now in this particular point. So here the allowances must also be made to enable the worker and attend his personal needs. Some of the personal requirements are there, personal needs are there. Sometimes we have to go for the relaxation, because sometimes whenever the operators are doing the same type of task, so there may be fatigue in his hand, in his body. So at that time we have to take the rest, and then after taking the rest we have to work on that particular machine. Therefore, which types of the allowances are provided if the operator or the person is in fatigue, and if he has to satisfy his personal needs, then which types of the allowances are to be provided. That different types of the allowances we are going to discuss now in this particular concept. So there are basically four types of the allowances. First one is called as a relaxation allowance. So the relaxation allowance is furtherly divided into the two types, personal and the fatigue. So what is meant by the personal allowance? Relaxation means name itself suggests that where in this particular relaxation allowance, the person, if he has to satisfy his personal needs, means he has to go for drinking the waters, if he has to go for washing the hands, if he has to go for the washroom. So whatever the personal needs are there as per the human requirements, that will be considered under the relaxation allowance. Then again the second allowance is there, fatigue. When we are performing the number of operations, performing number of tasks, at that time the movement of the body is taking place from top to bottom. Sometimes we are performing the your task maybe at the right side, at the left side. So due to that overall body movements are taking place, and after 1 hour there may be fatigue in your body. Maybe there is some pain in your hand, there is some pain in your leg or in the body, in the muscles, there may be possibility of headache. So at that time that operator has to take the rest for the 5 to 10 minutes, and when he is comfortable or she is comfortable, then he can start the machine and he will start that particular work. Therefore, whenever the operators require some personal needs, whenever there is a fatigue while performing that particular job or for performing that particular operation, at that time such types of the relaxation allowances are to be provided. So in that particular relaxation allowance, the person can go for drinking the water, washing the hands, he can go for the washrooms. If he has to take the rest due to some headache problem, due to some additional problems, so he can take that particular rest in this particular relaxation allowance. Therefore, in case of a personal allowance, out of total time, in case of a personal allowance, out of the total time, the 7% time is given to that particular women's, and the 5% time is given to that particular men during shift of the 8 hours. Normally in the industry, what is the number of hours in that particular one shift? One shift is for the 8 hours. In that particular 8 hours, out of the total time, the 5% weightage is given to that particular men. In that particular 5%, or the 5% time is assigned to that particular men, in which he can satisfy his personal needs. That means he can go for drinking the water, washing the hands. So like that personal needs he can take. And the 7% is given to that particular women's. So for the women's, the extra 2% is to be given as compared to the men's. So the 7% will be assigned to that particular women's, and the remaining 5% are assigned to that particular men's. So like that, The personal and the fatigue allowances are comes under the category of relaxation allowance. Then second is called as a contingency allowance. So contingency means in between, whenever we are operating, immediately the breakage of the tool is taking place. Immediately machine will get stopped due to the power off. In the industry, if the power is totally off, automatically machines will get stopped. When simultaneously the coolant in the machine it will get finished, the oil of that particular machine it will get finished, the breakage of the components, any machine components breakage is to be taking place. So these are the some unavoidable reasons which are generating or which are we are observing whenever we are working on that particular machine. So at that time, if I have to change the coolant, if I have to change the oil, if I have to change that particular tool, or if I have to replace the component of any machines, so at that time the extra time should be assigned along with the normal time. So such types of the time required to change the coolant, to change the oil, to change the tool, important components. So that types of times will be considered under the contingency allowances. And such types of the situations, so many times it is observed in the industry because some heavy duty components are there, some different or some complicated jobs are there in which again and again the breakage of the tool is taking place, again and again the breakage of the machine component is to be taking place. So in order to avoid such types of the situations, at that time the extra time should be assigned in order to change the tool of that particular machine. Extra time is assigned to change the component of that particular machine. So this type of unavoidable reasons, whatever it is taking place in the industry, that unavoidable reasons we can consider under the contingency allowance. Means for example, you have to complete your work within 2 hours. In that particular 2 hour, 1 hour and 30 minutes is only assigned for working on that particular machine only. 1 hour and 30 minutes, it will be your normal time in which only you are performing the operation, and remaining 30 minutes are given for the different types of the allowances. In that particular extra 30 minutes, you can go for the drinking the water, you can change the coolant of the machine, you can change the oil of the machine, you can change the tool if it is braked. So like that activities we are performing in that particular 30 minutes. That means in 1 hour and 30 minutes, you can perform the operations only. Means this is your normal time, and remaining 30 minutes are assigned in the form of different types of the allowances. Therefore, such types of the changing the tool, changing the coolant, replacing the important components, it will be considered under the contingency allowance. Then third one is called as the interference allowance. So what is mean by that particular interference allowance? So sometimes the movement of the operator is taking place from one location to the another location. Why? Because one person he is handling more than one machine simultaneously. So one or two persons they are handling the number of machines. They may be if one person is handling the 2-3 machines simultaneously. At that time, that operator has to travel some distance from one machine to the second machine, from second to third. So like that, the circular movement or maybe movement of that particular operator will be taking place in the number of directions. So at that time, if he has to travel that particular distance from one location to the another location, the separate time is assigned to that particular operator. That means in this particular time, this 1 minute is required to travel the distance from one machine to the second machine. Then another 3 minutes are required to travel the distance from second machine to the third machine. So this particular extra time is also provided along with normal time. The extra time is also provided along with normal time if that operator or worker is handling number of machines simultaneously. So such type of the situations, it will be considered under the interference allowance, where the movement of the operator is taking place from one machine to the another machine because the single worker or the single operator is handling more than one machines simultaneously. Or sometimes the different types of the plant layouts are there. Maybe some U type of the plant layouts are there, some L type of plant layouts are there. So whenever we are operating on such different types of the layouts, that operator has to travel some maximum distance in that particular U shape or according to that particular layout. At that time, to travel that particular distance, again the extra time should be provided along with that particular normal time. And such types of the times it will be provided under the interference allowance. And the fourth one is called as a policy allowance. So this policy allowance is totally based on the management. The worker can demand, the operator can demand for the relaxation allowance, contingency allowance, and the interference allowance. This is the requirement of the operator. Therefore, anytime any worker can demand, I want the relaxation allowance, I want the contingency allowance, I want the interference allowance. As per the demand, you have to provide, or that management has to provide the relaxation allowance, contingency allowance, and the interference allowance as per the requirement. But the policy allowance is totally based on the management. If the management wants to provide that particular allowance, that management can provide. But whenever the management is not required, so management will not provide this particular policy type of allowance. That means additional, whatever the additional facilities are there, whatever the additional facilities are there in the industry, that additional facilities will be comes under the concept of the policy allowance. If management or the supervisors want to provide that particular extra time to that particular worker, it can be provided under the policy allowance. If the management does not want to provide that extra time or the extra facility to the worker, it will not be provided. But at that time, the worker or the operator, it will not demand to that particular policy allowance. Their credit or their weightage is totally based on the management or the supervisor only. But first three allowances, relaxation, contingency, and the interference. This is the requirement of the operator. Therefore, anytime that operator or the operator, he or she can demand to that particular relaxation allowance, contingency allowance, and the interference allowance. So these are the different types of the allowances which are provided along with the normal time, and then we can calculate the standard time. Therefore, I have given the example. If the total 2 hours are given to complete that particular task, in that particular 2 hours, normal time is also included and the allowances are also included. That means 1 hour and 30 minutes are only for operate that particular machine, but that extra 30 minutes are given in the form of different types of allowances for drinking the water, washing the hands, if you have to take the breakfast, if there is a fatigue in your body, you can take the rest, if you have to change the coolant, if you have to change the oil, if you have to travel the maximum distance from one location to the another location, all such extra activities we can do or we can perform in that particular extra 30 minutes. So these are the different types of the allowances which are provided along with normal time in order to calculate the standard time to complete that particular job. So what are the things I have explained just now, that is relaxation allowance, so where it is to be provided. So there are different types of the concepts are there, that is physiological and the psychological. So physiological and the psychological concept we have discussed in the last chapter under the ergonomics concepts. So these are the important concepts which are considered under the working conditions, where if the worker is that particular mentally strong or not, maybe he is facing some different types of the problems at his home, some family problems are there, financial problems are there. So in such conditions, that worker has to take the rest. So all such types of the activities we can perform under the relaxation allowances, which is called as a personal allowance. So here I have explained the personal allowance need 5% for the men and the 7% for the women. Extra 2% will be assigned to that particular woman operators. Then whatever the fatigue allowance is provided, that fatigue allowance is near about 4% of the basic time. 4% of the basic time, म्हणजे basic time च्या 4% fatigue allowance आपण प्रत्येक ऑपरेटरला काय करू शकतो, प्रोव्हाइड करू शकतो. So the relaxation allowance. Then contingency, I have explained the things related to the contingency. How much percentage given? That contingency allowance should not be exceed more than 5% of the basic time. It is common for the men or the women. Whenever we have to change the tool, change the coolant, change the oil, so like that activities we are performing under the contingency allowance. But what is the percentage is given? It should not be exceed more than 5%. That means 5% of basic time. What is the basic time is assigned out of that particular basic time, the 5% weightage will be given to that particular contingency allowance. It means in that particular 5%, we can change the coolant of that, or change the coolant of that particular machine. We can change the oil. You can replace the component. We can replace the tool. So all such type of activities we can perform in this particular 5% only. Therefore, contingency allowance should not exceed 5%. So this is the requirement. Then interference allowance, I have explained. Sometimes there is some suddenly stoppage will be taking place, or the number of operations or number of activities or the number of machines, it can be operated by the single operator. So at that time, he has to travel maximum distance from one location to the another location, or he has to travel some maximum distance as per the requirement of that particular layout, or that operator is handling 2 or 3 machines simultaneously. So at that time, the additional time is also given to the each and every machine. So such types of the allowances, it will be considered under the interference allowance. So these are the interference allowance, and then the policy allowance. So policy allowance, as I have explained. So here we have to provide the wage aggregate between the employee and the trade unions. So for this particular allowance, the operator will not demand. For this particular allowance, the operator will not demand whatever the additional facility is there in the industry. If that management has to provide that additional facility to that particular worker, then he can provide. Then we can consider the effect of policy allowance in the total basic time. If the management will not allow to provide that particular policy allowance, the effect of that particular policy allowance will not be considered under the basic time. So therefore, it is totally based on the management. So for this particular allowance, any operator or any worker, it will not be give any demand. Therefore, this is called as a policy type of allowance. Okay, so these are the different types of the allowances. Again, the different types of the allowances are represented here by the different types of the block diagrams. That is, the first one is a personal allowance, then continuous fatigue allowance, and the variable fatigue allowance. So these are the different 3 types of allowances which are totally related to the relaxation allowance. Okay, then contingency allowance is provided here. Then policy allowance, if applicable. Therefore, here the word is written, if applicable. If it is applicable in that particular industry, if that management wants, then we can provide. If it is not applicable, then it is not required. So by considering all these particular types of allowances, so here the normal time plus total allowance is equal to your standard time. So these are the different types of the allowances which we are considering in this particular job, and this total addition of this particular all allowances means total allowance. And if I will add this particular total allowance with normal time, then I can calculate the standard time required to complete that particular job. Therefore, it is very important to provide such types of the allowances along with the basic time. Therefore, that operator or worker, he or she can complete his task within the given period of time, because continuously working for the 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, it is not possible. In between, we have to take the rest, we have to go for drinking the water, taking the breakfast, washing the hands, change the coolant, like so many activities we are performing whenever we are working on that particular machine. So to provide that particular activities means we are providing the different types of the allowances in the form of relaxation, contingency, interference, and if management will give the green signal, then we can provide this particular policy allowance also. And by making the addition of this particular total allowances, maybe I will give the 5% allowance for the relaxation, then 5% allowance for the contingency, remaining 5% allowance for the interference. That means total 15% of the basic time. And if the policy will give the green signal, 3% policy allowance should be provided. That means 15 plus 3, that is 18%. 18% allowance will be provided based on the total basic time. 18% will be total allowance based on the total basic time. And if I will add that particular 18% allowance with the basic time or the normal time, I can easily calculate the standard time required to perform that particular operation. So like that, we have to implement the different types of the allowances, or we have to provide the different types of the allowances with the normal time or the basic time, so we can calculate accurate standard time required to perform that particular operation. So these are the different types of the allowances. Okay, so with this, today we will stop here. The remaining part we will take in the next lecture.